What if I told you that the simple act of sending a good morning message could be the difference between a relationship that fizzles out and one that stands the test of time? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of connection, exploring how the scientific research of renowned psychologist Robert Sternberg can transform the way you communicate with the woman in your life. His groundbreaking triangular theory of love reveals that what may seem like a small gesture, sending a thoughtful morning message, can actually strengthen the very foundation of your relationship. The difference between being forgotten by midday and being on her mind all day often comes down to those first few moments after she wakes up, and science backs this up. Stay with me as we explore 10 psychologically powerful good morning messages that no woman can ignore. Messages carefully crafted based on Sternberg's research to nurture intimacy, passion, and commitment. The three pillars that create what Sternberg calls consummate love, the most complete form of love possible between two people. This isn't about manipulation or tricks. This is about authentic connection based on decades of psychological research. Whether you're just starting a relationship or have been together for years, understanding the science behind meaningful communication can transform your connection in ways you never thought possible. Before we dive into these 10 powerful messages, let's understand the psychological foundation they're built upon. Robert Sternberg isn't just any psychologist. He's a former president of the American Psychological Association and professor at Yale University who revolutionized how we understand love and relationships. His triangular theory of love proposes that complete love consists of three components. 1. Intimacy, the emotional connection, closeness and bonding between partners. 2. Passion, the physical attraction and romantic desire. 3. Commitment, the decision to remain with someone and maintain the relationship through challenges. When all three components are present in equal measure, you have what Sternberg calls consummate love, the complete form of love that many relationships aspire to achieve. But here's what's fascinating. Sternberg also developed a theory of love as a story. He suggested that we all have internal narratives, stories we tell ourselves about what love should look like. When our partner's actions align with our love story, connection deepens. This is where morning messages become so powerful. They're not just words on a screen. They're chapters in your shared love story, reinforcing the narrative of your relationship every single day. Morning is a psychologically significant time. Research in chronobiology shows that our brains are particularly receptive to emotional stimuli shortly after waking. This creates what psychologists call a primacy effect. Information received early tends to be remembered better and impacts our emotional state throughout the day. When you send a thoughtful morning message, you're essentially planting an emotional seed that can blossom throughout her entire day. You're also creating what Sternberg would call cognitive interdependence, the sense that your thoughts and her thoughts are connected even when you're apart. Now, let's explore the 10 psychologically potent messages that align with Sternberg's theories and why no woman can ignore them. Message 1. The intimacy builder. Good morning, beautiful. I was just thinking about our conversation yesterday about your upcoming presentation. I believe in you completely and wanted you to wake up knowing that someone understands exactly what you're facing today and is in your corner. According to Sternberg, intimacy involves emotional support, understanding and communication. This message works on multiple levels. First, it demonstrates active listening. You're referencing a specific conversation, showing that you truly pay attention. Second, it offers emotional support for something she's concerned about. And third, it creates what psychologists call perceived partner responsiveness, the feeling that you understand, validate, and care about her concerns. Studies from the University of Rochester show that perceived partner responsiveness is one of the strongest predictors of relationship satisfaction. By acknowledging her specific challenges, you're not just sending a generic good morning, you're strengthening the intimacy component of Sternberg's triangle. Message 2. The passion igniter. Good morning. I woke up thinking about the way you looked at me last night and I couldn't help but smile. Can't wait to see those eyes again tonight. Passion in Sternberg's model isn't just about physical desire, it's about maintaining a sense of excitement and attraction. This message works because it creates what psychologists call anticipatory joy, the positive emotions associated with looking forward to something. Research shows this anticipation actually releases dopamine in the brain, the same neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. It also reinforces what Sternberg calls behavioral interdependence, the sense that your emotional states affect each other. By telling her that simply thinking of her makes you smile, you're strengthening the passion component of love while maintaining respect and dignity. Message 3. The commitment reinforcer. Good morning to the woman I choose every day. Just wanted you to start your day, remembering that out of all the paths my life could have taken, the one that led to you is the one I'm most grateful for. Commitment. The third component of Sternberg's triangle involves the decision to maintain a relationship long-term. This message is powerful because it frames commitment as an active, ongoing choice rather than a passive state. Research in relationship psychology shows that viewing commitment as a daily choice actually strengthens it, what psychologists call the choice confirmation bias. The message also invokes gratitude, which studies from the University of California have linked to relationship longevity. Couples who express gratitude for each other regularly report higher satisfaction and commitment levels. Message 4. The complete triangle. Good morning. I had a dream about the day we first met, and I woke up feeling the same butterflies I felt then. Isn't it amazing how after all this time, you still make me feel that way? You're my favorite person to share these ordinary days with. This message is particularly powerful because it incorporates all three components of Sternberg's triangle: intimacy, sharing personal experiences. The dream creates emotional vulnerability. 2. Passion. Referencing butterflies acknowledges ongoing attraction. 3. Commitment. The phrase "after all this time and ordinary days" emphasizes the value of long-term connection. According to Sternberg, when all three components are present, consummate love is achieved. This message signals that your relationship contains all the elements of complete love. Message 5. The story continuer. Good morning. Remember how we always talked about having coffee in Paris someday? I just found this little cafe that reminds me of that dream. We may not be in Paris yet, but I'm collecting these moments with you until we get there. This message directly relates to Sternberg's love as a story theory. He identified several common love stories people carry, including the travel story, love as a journey, and the fantasy story, love as making dreams come true. By referencing a shared dream, you're actively participating in your collective narrative. Research shows that couples who maintain shared goals and dreams report higher relationship satisfaction. The message also employs what psychologists call temporal integration, connecting your past conversations, present experiences, and future dreams into one cohesive story. This creates a sense of relationship continuity that Sternberg found critical for lasting love. Message 6. The security provider. Good morning. Just wanted you to start your day, knowing that whatever challenges come your way today, you have a safe harbor to return to. I'm here, steady and constant. This message taps into attachment theory, which complements Sternberg's work. Secure attachment, the feeling that your partner is a reliable source of support, is fundamental to relationship health. The message works because it offers what psychologists call emotional security, the assurance that you provide emotional safety. 2. It positions you as what relationship researchers call a secure base, someone who provides both support for growth and comfort during difficulties. 3. It acknowledges challenges without trying to solve them, demonstrating respect for her autonomy. Studies show that relationships where partners provide this kind of secure base function better during stress and conflict. Message 7. The growth mindset. Message. Good morning to someone who inspires me to be better every day. I love how you never settle for less than you deserve, and watching you grow makes me want to grow too. Have an amazing day, becoming even more of the person you're meant to be. This message aligns with Sternberg's concept of love as a dynamic process, not a static state. It works because, when it demonstrates what psychologists call growth-fostering relationships, connections where both individuals support each other's development. 2. It employs positive mirroring, reflecting back her best qualities, which research shows enhances self-concept. 3. It shows admiration without possessiveness, a balanced Sternberg identified as crucial for healthy love. Research from the University of California shows that couples who support each other's personal growth maintain higher relationship satisfaction over time. Message 8. The appreciation expresser. Good morning. Just lying here thinking about how you always remember to ask the waiter for extra napkins because you know I'll need them. It's the small ways you love me that I notice the most. Thank you for seeing me so completely. This message uses what Sternberg would call love-relevant communications, expressions that reinforce the feeling of being loved. It's effective because 1. It practices specific appreciation rather than generic compliments. 2. It demonstrates what psychologists call perceived partner attentiveness, the feeling that you notice details about her. 3. It creates reciprocity by acknowledging how attentive she is to your needs. Research from the Gottman Institute shows that successful relationships have at least a 5:1 ratio of positive to negative interactions. Messages like this contribute to that positive balance. Message 9. The everyday romance creator. Good morning. I've been thinking, what if we treated today like the middle of an epic love story instead of just another Tuesday? I bet we could find at least 3 moments of magic in the ordinary. I'll be looking for mine. Text me when you find yours. This message incorporates Sternberg's idea that love stories need continual reinforcement. It works because 1. It creates what psychologists call a shared reality, a mutual understanding of experience. 2. It introduces playfulness, which studies show reduces relationship tension. 3. It creates anticipation for connection throughout the day, not just in the morning. 4. It invites participation, making the relationship interactive rather than passive. By framing everyday life as part of your love story, you're doing exactly what Sternberg recommends, consciously continuing your relationship narrative. Message 10. The emotional presence assurer. Good morning. Just wanted you to know that even though we're apart today, a piece of my heart is with you. I'll be thinking of you in those small moments between meetings, hoping your day brings you joy in unexpected ways. This final message addresses what Sternberg calls psychological presence, the feeling that your partner is emotionally with you even when physically absent. Research shows this sense of connection during separation is crucial for relationship resilience. The message works because 1. It creates what psychologists call psychological proximity, emotional closeness despite physical distance. 2. It demonstrates thoughtfulness without demanding response. 3. It shows care for her emotional experience, independent of your involvement. Studies show that this kind of psychological presence is particularly important in modern relationships where physical separation due to work and other commitments is common. The psychological formula behind these messages. Looking at these 10 messages, you might notice they follow a formula based on Sternberg's research. They acknowledge her as an individual, not just as your partner. 2. They create connection without creating obligation. 3. They demonstrate thoughtfulness specific to your relationship. 4. They balance security with growth. 5. They contribute to your shared relationship narrative. These aren't random compliments or generic well wishes. Each message strategically strengthens a different aspect of what Sternberg identified as essential components of lasting love. Implementation beyond just sending messages. Now, a critical point. Sternberg's research makes it clear that authentic love requires consistency between actions and words. These messages work precisely because they reflect genuine feelings and are backed by consistent behavior. If you send thoughtful morning messages but ignore her needs throughout the day, psychology tells us the disconnection will be more damaging than never sending messages at all. Sternberg calls this incongruence, and it's a primary cause of relationship distrust. The key is alignment, ensuring these messages reflect your actual thoughts and feelings, not what you think she wants to hear. According to Sternberg, perception of authenticity is essential for building trust in relationships. When to use each type of message. Different relationship stages and situations call for different types of messages. Sternberg's research suggests 1. Early relationship stages. Focus more on intimacy-building messages, 1 and 8, to establish emotional connection. 2. During relationship challenges, emphasize commitment messages, 3 and 6, to provide security. 3. In long-term relationships, rotate between all types to maintain balance in the love triangle. 4. After conflict, use appreciation messages. 8. To rebuild connection. The psychological timing matters too. Research shows that messages received first thing in the morning have heightened emotional impact because the brain's critical faculties aren't fully engaged yet. Common mistakes to avoid. Sternberg's research also highlights common mistakes that can undermine the effectiveness of these messages. 1. Inconsistency. Sending profound messages during relationship troubles, but going silent when things are good, creates what psychologists call intermittent reinforcement, a pattern that creates anxiety. 2. Insincerity. Using words that don't match your typical communication style triggers what Sternberg calls authenticity alarms. 3. Overuse. Sending emotionally intense messages too frequently can create emotional inflation, where the impact diminishes over time. 4. One-sidedness. Expecting responses without respecting her communication preferences creates what relationship researchers call emotional debt. The key is finding a balanced approach that respects both your authentic expression and her communication preferences. As we've explored through the lens of Robert Sternberg's theories, morning messages aren't just casual texts. They're psychological tools for relationship building. Each message we've discussed targets specific components of Sternberg's triangular theory of love, creating a more complete relationship. But perhaps the most profound insight from Sternberg's work is this: love is not something that simply happens to us, it's something we create and maintain through consistent, intentional communication and behavior. These morning messages are just one way to engage in that creation process. Remember that according to Sternberg, love stories need protagonists, active participants who shape the narrative by sending thoughtful messages that build intimacy, maintain passion, and reinforce commitment. You become an active author of your relationship story rather than a passive character in it. So tomorrow morning, before you send that quick good morning text, take a moment to consider which component of your relationship could use strengthening, which message might contribute to the love story you're creating together. Because in the end, it's not just about a message she can't ignore, it's about becoming the partner she never wants to stop talking to. And now I'd like to turn this conversation over to you. If you found value in these psychologically informed message techniques, take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. You'll get access to more relationship insights based on scientific research that you can apply immediately. But don't stop there. In the comments below, share your experience with morning messages. Have you tried any of these approaches? Did they work for you? Or share your own go-to morning message that strengthens your relationship. Remember, meaningful connection doesn't happen by accident. It's created through consistent, intentional communication. Start tomorrow morning by sending one of these messages and watch how it transforms your relationship one day at a time. Until next time, this is Chris, helping you build stronger relationships through the power of psychology.